UFC 317, Topuria versus Charles Oliveira full card predictions for the second time this week. That's right, I've already filmed one of these for 45 minutes and I muted myself at the 6-minute mark. You didn't hear anything after that, but that's okay. We proceed again for probably not as long this time. My last full card predictions only got 66 views. Not that I'm complaining, but shout out you 66 bad boys for that. So who are we really letting down? 66 people, that's who we're letting down. But full card, International Fight Week 317. Let's do it. I'm feeling really good, man, because I'm actually on a roll when it comes to main events, that is. Not maybe so much on the picks. Jackson McVey versus Christopher Ewert in the prelim opener of the night. Look where we're sitting as well. Just on the floor somewhere. It's not good. Shadow in the back. Shit set up. What does it come to? But I'm going to go Jackson McVey here. That's right, I've switched. I think Ewert's going to go to 7-1. He'll climb to 7-0, and then he'll drop to 7-1. That's what I think. Look at Jackson's record. A lot of first-round finishes. And something I didn't know about him, he actually fought about a week ago. Fuck what I said, and I'm tweaking her. No, just kidding. But, yeah, and this guy, yeah, he's fairly active as well. But I don't know. When you look at both of them, this guy looks pretty scary, more of the fighter. But we just watched a Chilean lose last week. And I reckon the Moose is going to get it done. I know I said this says Ewert by KO. Scratch that. Jackson by submission. American prospect. You could say he's a prospect. He's 26 years old. Lost in the amateurs to Wes Schultz when he was like 21. Let's scratch that one. I've never seen either of these two fight before. I'm going to go Jackson McVey. Fuck it. I don't even care. He's a slight underdog as well. You're welcome for that. Alright, moving on to the next one. Jhonata Diniz versus Alvinnn Hines. Look at us on the floor, man. Can you believe that? No, really, can you believe... Jhonata Diniz versus Alvinnn Hines. Alvinnn! Yeah, I love that. Alvinnn. I don't know, but Jhonata wins, I reckon. This reminds me of Junior Tuffer versus Sean Sharaf. 6-0 guy coming in. A lot of finishes against, probably schmucks in the American regional scene. Whereas Jhonata Diniz, we know him. Glory kickboxer, pretty good. Hole in his game, and this guy's got a couple subs. God, get these ads out of here. Like a couple arm triangles and an Americana down here, if you can see that. Rear naked against Philip Latu, who we've seen fight Navajo Sterling, as you can see right here. But Jhonata Diniz is seasoned. I think he knew about this date. He was supposed to fight Justin Tuffer. Alvinnn Hines shows a good early storm. Gets knocked out in the second round by Jhonata. Second round KO for Jhonata Diniz. Alright, moving on to the next one. And man, this one sucks. For Niko Price, this one sucks. Jacobe Smith gets it done. Gets it done, does he? Yep, KO. Sorry about that. I really shouldn't have done that, man. Because, what if you're maybe at work and you're listening to this through your earphones and you're like, oh, what is that? What just happened? Alright, Jacobe Smith gets this one done, first round KO. Niko Price is old and slow. I shouldn't have to break this one down. We're all looking forward to Jacobe and what he's going to do in his career. This is just a lamb for the slaughter. He's like one of the biggest favourites we've ever seen. Well-maker, Chris Moutinho vibes. This is a slaughter. I wonder if he takes him down and submits him, though. That's what I think. He's like, why not show off my submission game? Here's the opportunity to do it. Or maybe he has no care and just KOs Niko Price in the first round, which is what I'm going to pick. Niko Price gets KO'd in the first round here. He's got a lot of kids, so maybe Jacobe's got a heart, but maybe he doesn't. And Jacobe's nickname is Kobe. Jacobe Smith. These fighters are so stupid, aren't they? And there's a couple stupid nicknames on this one. Jackson the Moose. What's Christopher's? Sorry? What's Christopher's nickname? El Tanque? Alright, that's not bad. El Tanque. I like that. Alvinnn is Guzzi. Guzzi, I don't even know what that really means. Alright, moving on to the fourth fight. Terrance McKinney takes on Viacheslav Borschev. And I've switched. When Big Marcel posted this fight, I went Terrance McKinney. I was like, you know what? He'll probably be able to toss around Borschev and submit him. But then I thought to myself, Borschev doesn't really just get easily tossed around and submitted. Although Chase Hooper dropped him, and that looks bad. And McKinney, could absolutely drop him. He survives. He's got good fundamentals on the ground and very good fundamentals on the feet. He's a good kickboxer, and he's polished. and they've, turning around at the same time, similar schedules. Not finishing James on top, is that bad? It's not. But split looks bad, but it was a clear win. He went to a draw with Nazim. You look over here, loses to Nazim. I know MMA math and stuff, but he's not a fish out of water on the ground. Borschev, you can toss him around, but for how long can McKinney toss him around? You go and look at McKinney's record, and it's honestly laughable how fraudulent it looks. Damir Hadzovic, Brendan Marot, Mike Breeden. Oh, down here he had a good run when he first got in here, and then he started taking knees left, right, and centre. Started getting finished out the wazoo. Eric Gonzalez, Mike Breeden, Brendan Marot. He hasn't finished someone good in years. He went on this one run, and Fereziem was young at the time, like 24. So is it that impressive? Matt Frivola's got a lot of KOs. Borschev's never been KO'd. He's seen it all. So I think he might get tossed around for a little bit here. McKinney wins the first round. I'm going to go third round KO for Borschev. He's just, he'll be able to see things coming. And I think maybe Borshev's best days are behind him. He didn't look too good against Lontop, and then I thought he'd beat Tom Nolan, who we've seen is very hittable before. But maybe Tom Nolan's getting better. He's 26. But yeah, I'm going Borschev. I've switched it. So maybe I'm not going against my initial pulse, and I've thought about it, and I'm going Borschev, which is kind of what I should have done last week with Fiziev. I started really thinking about that when I was like, no, Fiziev like Ludovic Klein, they're brothers. It's okay. Moving on to the next one. Viviane Araujo versus Tracey Cortez, and I'm going Tracey by decision. Better boxer. Viviane's a good dog here. She's got the exact same record as Khalil Roundtree did last week. So maybe there's something for you, a little breadcrumb to follow. Ooh, but I picked her to beat Karine Silva. I think Tracey's pretty decent. She's got good stand-up. This one's a 3-rounder. She's pretty, so it'll be close. They'll go to her. 3-rounders are more her thing. It's not 5 rounds with Rose. And Viviane, I don't think she's as polished on the feet. I don't think this one hits the mat as well. Better boxer. She beat Jasmine, and then now Jasmine's on a run. All right, moving on. Moving on to the real. This is where Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado, and I will be going Delgado, and he seems to be the common pick this week. Haven't watched Kunifs yet, but I've watched Bedtimes. God, I just hate that guy. But I watched Bedtimes. Listened to Lucas Tracy's and Guru hasn't posted his yet, but from what I've been seeing, people are going Delgado, and I see it too. He's a real finisher, this guy. Trains down there with O'Malley and Marcus McGee and all those guys, so he's getting good work. Featherweight. He's one of those fast twitch, can hit you with the real hard stuff. William Gomez was smacking around Hyder Amil with good shit, couldn't KO him. But before that, William Gomez was a decision merchant, still is. So Delgado, a real finisher. I'm actually thinking knees him. Like a little dum step in knee right to his face, KOs him, or even to the body and crumples Hyder Amil. He's got a great chin. I can see how he wins this one. Because if Delgado, he's going to try and KO him early, and if he doesn't, Hyder's going to put a pace on him and break him. Delgado looks like a guy who, will be gasping for air in round 2 and 3. He can't keep up what he does. But I think he's really good at what he does. And Hyder Amil, he's very hittable and KO'able. 11-0. He's 35 years old, which is crazy. But I think he's due a loss. I'm going Delgado KO in the first round. Knee up the middle. Yep. Moving on to the headliner of the prelims. And my dog of the card, Jack Hermansson, wins. He beats Gregory Rodrigues 9 times out of 11. Whoa. I didn't actually... That wasn't anything. Sorry. But Jack Hermansson wins. Joker, I feel good about this one. 37, which I don't know why I stated that like that was a good thing. I meant, no, but he wins. Decision, really crispy, kickboxing on the back foot, footwork on the outside. Gregory's not going to be able to track him down. He's pretty basic, but sometimes you can get scared of what he does, like CLD, bitch. No, just kidding. CLD fucked me up, but... Yeah, I really like Jack Hermansson here. We just seen him deal with Joe Pyfer, and you could say this is a 3-rounder. He lost the early rounds to Joe, but he's really good at what he does. I reckon he's going to school Gregory on the back foot. And Gregory did just get KO'd 4 months ago, went into a war, gassed out pretty early, but that's after knocking down Jared a couple times. But yeah, I think he might be a gun shy. This isn't like Hermansson coming he's not fighting Hermansson. Like, this isn't Hermansson right here, you know? 3-fight win streak where I'd be like, oh, Gregory might get this done. A lot of momentum. We just still found out again, Gregory's not the top dog like these other guys. Bruno Ferreira KOs him. Petrosian decision. You know, Petrosian decision. Like, he's laid the platform. You can kickbox this guy on the outside. Petrosian did exactly what Hermansson's about to do. And he also got KO'd by Jordan Williams, which I like to bring up sometimes, which is bad. Very bad. He probably got KO'd here as well. Bruno Lopez. Not the Bruno Lopez. Don't. We got to see this. It is! Well, what? The more you know. The more you know. All right, guys. We just learned something. You learn something new every day. All right, back. All right, and Jack Hermansson by decision schools him 30-27, maybe 29-28. I'm feeling good about Jack. There's no reason not to pick him here. Like, we just seen, he's really good. Schools Chris Curtis, great body kicks and everything. He's turned over a new leaf in his career where he's not a guy that's looking to get takedowns. He's like a kickboxer, like a good, sharp kickboxer who's like weirdly, sneakily good. So yeah. All right, and moving on. Opener of the main card. Look at us on the floor here. Have I brought that up yet? How shit that is. No, that's okay. All right, Payton Talbott versus Felipe Lima, and I'm going to go Payton Talbott. Going to trust in the man that he used to be and the man that we once thought he was. I thought he'd be a champ one day. And I reckon he still can. You can't teach, you know, timing and poisonous and patience that he has. The ability to snap into the flow state. Against Cameron Simon, he couldn't miss. And I know Cameron Simon, maybe you could say he's been found out to be a little bit shit, but losing to Talbot and Wellmaker, like, that's not bad. Wellmaker's one of those guys as well, where you just can't teach it. He's just switched on and can set up big shots and they're cracked. Payton Talbot just took the first loss in his career, which you like for undefeated fighters. Although it's not the best, like, they're not going to be undefeated forever. They need to take learning experiences. He's 27. Felipe Lima, I think, is 26. He's on a 14-fight win streak. Due to take a loss, Payton just took, if you ask me. And he's definitely got the grappling edge. And I know he just got, like, ragdolled by Raoni Barcelos. So I get how Felipe wins this one by decision. You know, how has Payton patched the holes yet? We just seen Raoni ragdoll him. Raoni doesn't ragdoll Garbrandt. Like, it's not like Raoni's some relentless wrestler that you just is going to run through everyone. And Felipe's very good all-rounder, but that's what he is. He's good all-rounded. He's not elite on the feet. I don't like what I see. He can get a little bit wild and crazy, sucked into the fight. Trains over in the Sweden team. He's got Hamzat's coach. How am I looking here? I'm not in front of anyone. No. Let me get a little bit smaller. Hold on. But yes, shouldn't have done that. But yes, Payton's got the edge. He's way faster, and also because Felipe's both of his fights have been on short notice. They put together the Miles Johns one on like 3 weeks, just to fill up the card, and the Muhammad Naimov one was short notice as well. Step up. He was down on rounds on the Naimov one as well. But I actually think it might be bad. Like, now he's cutting back down an extra 10 pounds. That's a lot. An extra 10 pounds. I think he was at catch weight for the Johns one maybe. But now he's really cutting down. Now he's actually going through a tough weight cut. He's not just coming in, you know, 145, probably a more natural weight class for him. So I don't think it's the best thing that it's the full camp this time and it's not just short notice. Sometimes short notice fights can be good for you. So this is his first 135 bout. I reckon Payton gets him bigger shots, faster, wins on damage by decision, doesn't get hold down, and Felipe doesn't shoot nearly as much as Raoni did. And yeah, Payton just, I reckon he's going to tap into the flow. So it's not like he's just terrible and he's got no idea about grappling. Like, I feel like that could have been an off night. He's still as good, like he knows what to do in those positions. I'm going Talbot by decision. And I'm having another drink too. Suck it up. As I suck up this. Renato Moicano versus Beneil Dariush, and I'm going to go Money Moik. Money Moik wins this one. All the momentum. Honestly, very similar to Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill last week. The good vet who you've seen matches up well against guys like this. Renato's on a run, like a 5-fight win streak. I think so was Khalil. Then we've shown he's not the same level as the champ. but did decent. Impressed. Like, not that impressed. He got subbed in the first round, but he had that weird moment when Islam fell over. And then you've got Jamal Hill, who just got KO'd by two of the top guys, but he's got that win over Gamrot. Jamal's got that win over Glover, and that win over Gamrot's better than what Renato's done. But Renato's on a run, and he's on a roll, and he's got the momentum, and he's more active, and we've shown that he's good still. But this guy, we don't know. Like, right? This is Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree again. And again, people are picking Beneil, thinking he's a good dog. But again, Moicano is going to get it done. You know, he was looking good. He was looking real good against Benoit and Jalen. I reckon he's actually might have the edge on the feet. I know a lot of people are picking Dariush. His stuff the takedowns be better on the feet. I actually like Renato's kickboxing here. We still don't know about Dariush. Like, two brutal KOs. Remember the ground and pound from Sarukian after to a lifeless Dariush, you know? And people are talking about the age here. He's actually... What is that? I swear Moicano was older. No. Who knows? But... going Money Moik here. He's pretty good, and I reckon he could even get trips. And you know, he has better jiu-jitsu than Gamrot does when it hits the mat. Anyways, better control on top, can sink in a body triangle and keep you there for the whole round. You know, and Gamrot maybe shoots double legs at range, where this is body lock trips in the clinch and stuff. Can get an older Dariush who just doesn't have it anymore. Moicano, he was looking maybe the best in his career, definitely the best control and jiu-jitsu he's ever had. So I'm feeling good about Moik. I reckon KO in the second round, or maybe third round. I'll go third round KO for Moicano. Sorry, Dariush, but I see how he's a good matchup. You know, he's good on the ground. He's got underrated boxing and stuff. I've got like the hiccups now. Like, what is it? This sucks. All right, this is a sucker. All right, featured fight. Brandon Royval, how are we looking? Versus Joshua Van. And I will be going Joshua Van. You know that. I'm very, very confident in this one. Very confident. Like, if you had to put a gun to my head and say, hey, you better pick someone to get their hand raised on this card, otherwise I'm going to shoot your penis off. I know the gun was to my head before, but now it's at my penis. I would maybe say, all right, Joshua Van. No worries, Joshua Van. You know, not even Jacobe Smith. Joshua Van. That's just a level of confidence that I'm coming into this Joshua Van matchup. Royval so hittable, flicky volume jabs. When you're coming into Joshua Van elite on the feet, someone say Kevin Holland versus JDM. Oh, dude, I'm just throwing out these little fucking mismatch references and stuff, eh? Right? Kevin Holland, JDM, like the good rangy kickboxer. He can out-volume people to the decision. Anti-grappler. Not so much Kevin Holland, but this guy's like a good anti-grappler. Like, he's been real training the body triangle defense and keeping his chin tucked to fight Pantoja and take Tyrazo. And now he's getting in there with an elite boxer on the feet with great body shots and a stupid head movement and just primed combos and just an ability to find the chin that it's just unmatched in his division. Yeah, he is the best. He is the man. And he's 22 when he lost to Charles Johnson. It was a good loss. Young fighters need to take. He's 24 now. Like, he's getting better every time we see him. He's real young. And you just don't see... Oh, he's 23. You just don't see boxing like this in any weight classes. Like JDM, Ilya, this guy, like, gosh, this guy's insane. And he was actually doing... Go watch the Charles Johnson fight back. He was actually doing really well. Had that fight in control. Got clipped. It's okay. It can happen. And Royval has a puncher's chance, but that's all he's got. A puncher's chance. A wiry knee up the middle. Spinning elbow. But he doesn't even do that shit anymore. He's now a Steve Verseg land more jabs than you and beat you by decision on the cards. So, like, this isn't even the Royval that I need to see to even be worried for Van here. Charles Johnson has more power in his fist than Brandon Royval does as well. You know, I'm not worried about a big 1-2 down the pipe stinging Royval. Like, checking the mic, got to make sure. But Van wins. Van wins by KO in the first round. I'm actually going to pick. Because, you know, he was landing big shots on Bruno Silva. Royval, very capable of getting rocked. Matt Schnell wobbled him. Kai France, big shot. Like, he doesn't defend his chin the best. It's not like some crispy striker who's going to stay safe. Like, he's going to come out there and get hit by big shots. Royval's, I think he'll KO him at some point. It's hard to pick the round, but actually I'm going to say round 1 for Van. Like late to the later part, gets his read, finds his timing, lands a big shot, follows Royval to the ground and puts him out, KOs him. I'm very confident Van. He's a lock. But, I don't want to say that because it's a high-level matchup. Royval's obviously got a chance, But I'm very confident Van, and I'm glad people are picking Royval. I hope to see you get this one wrong. Well, you're going to get this one wrong. You're getting this one wrong. Van wins 100%. Come at me if he doesn't, but you just won't be able to because he's fucking won. All right, co-main event time, Pantoja vs. Kai France, and I'm going to go to the Aussie boy, the Oceania boy, the Aussie brother, Kai France, my New Zealand neighbour. I reckon he gets it done. I feel like I've always thought this about them. He is the man to dethrone Pantoja. I was going to say that right. Damn. Usyk has a great style matchup, with the good boxing on the feet and stuff, the good takedown defense and poisonous and patience-ness. This is Kai France, but now he's got nukes in his hands. This is like Steve Usyk, but nukes. Probably not the boxing edge and stuff, but I mean, he just knocked out Steve Usyk. So yeah, like the power to make him pay. Pantoja's 35. He's been in a lot of wars, a lot of damage he's been taking. I actually think his best days are behind him. Like the Pantoja we're seeing now isn't as good as the Pantoja we were seeing when he was 32 or 33. I do believe that. Sorry if I can just go back here. Nope. I want to be in Pantoja's Tapology. Just have a little look at this. He runs through Alex Perez and Brandon Royval in 2021 and 2022. So he would have been, 32, 31 there? And then, the later fight with Royval, a much tougher fight than when it was the first time. And maybe you can say Royval improved, runs through Perez, then, tough, hard fight with Moreno. This was an absolute war. Good fight. He definitely won and he did good. And then Royval, real tough fight, real hard one. But he definitely clearly won as well. And then Usyk, and he's slowing down in the later rounds in all of these ones, but he always keeps going and dogs it out. Steve Usyk, war. I thought Usyk won. He landed a lot of damage. Pantoja's very hittable. He scars up a lot and he bleeds a lot as well. Asakura, that was easy. But now you're fighting a different Kai, a Kiwi Kai, and Kai is going to land big bombs here. I'm thinking round 2 knockout. Because I think he can really land a shot to David Figueiredo. I think this is a very similar matchup. And then you look at this win, Rodrigo Bontorin, Askar Askarov. These are great wins. 14-0 Askar Askarov was at the time. Rodrigo Bontorin had his back for the whole round. Man, my laptop's super laggy, is it not? Look at Rodrigo Bontorin. Split win over Royval. No, loss, sorry. But you go watch that fight. Controls Royval easily. Kai France KOs him in the first round badly. He beats Muhammad Mukayev in a grappling match just recently, at the end of last year. Then he loses to Askar Askarov. Yeah, that's right, Askar Askarov, the guy I just said. And then you click into Askar Askarov's career, and who's he beat? Oh, what's this? Pantoja, the last guy to beat Pantoja. That's how good Askar Askarov is at grappling. But when it comes to Kai France, the anti-grappler of the division, the takedown defense menace, with the big bombs in his hands to really gain respect. So, Pantoja just can't blindly run forward like he always does against a little pitter-patter Steve Usyk and no power Royval. You know what I'm saying here? Split, draw against Moreno, win against Pantoja, and Kai steals his own. Kai is the man when it comes to fighting these grapplers. And maybe Pantoja's going to mix it up. He's 32, he's in his prime. I believe this one. I really believe this one. Maybe by decision on damage, very similar to the Usyk fight, but Kai just does enough, lands more shots. I absolutely think he's going to drop him at one point, at the bare minimum, but I reckon KO in the second round. Spice it up. KO in the second round. I do believe that. Otherwise, he gets a decision, but Kai France beats Pantoja this week and KOs him. And then Pantoja has to recover, and then we're going to get Kai France, and by the time Pantoja's back, Van's going to be there. Remember, I said that. Lorenzo predicts strikes again. All right, our main event time. I feel like I nailed that. Mike's still on. All right, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, and I'm going to go Ilia Topuria, of course. Of course, I'm worried about this one. I'm more confident Joshua Van wins than Ilia Topuria wins, but Ilia Topuria is the man. You don't see fighters like this ever. He's so good. And you know what's crazy about him? 28? 28 years old still. Like, what? My God. His best years might be still to come. He's still young. Oh my God, this guy's good. Josh Van, 24, fighting Royval. What a great day. Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, though. Just what a great sport. But yeah, Ilia Topuria by first round KO, boxing edge. Charles Oliveira, very hittable, very chinnable, even though he's got great recovery. Ilia would follow him to the ground. We know that. But he's 35. Chandler hurting him in the first round badly. Dustin Poirier dropping him twice in the first round. Gaethje dropping him, I think maybe twice in the first round as well. Makhachev dropped him in the second round. Ilia is a patient guy, so I can see why it's maybe a second round KO. But Charles is a very hittable guy, and he comes forward. And Ilia's a guy that it's not like he doesn't commit to combos in the first round. He's that patient. But Max did a good job on staying on the outside and Volk jabbing and stuff. Is Charles going to be jabbing and kicking the leg on the outside, or is he going to be getting in the clinch and landing some good knees and then bang, a right hand comes over the top, maybe in the clinch or something, or he tracks him down to the fence. Good shot. Charles has been looking good recently, and he looked, although people don't like his last performance against Chandler, he was well in control, dominating Chandler for that whole 5 round, which is nicer to do than like maybe weathering a storm like a Gaethje and a Poirier does, and then beating him. And then I really think he stole Chandler's confidence, and then Paddy beat the shell of Chandler. Yes, Paddy slander, of course. But I am going Ilia by first round KO before he even said that he was going to KO him in the first round. So thank you. Thank you for aligning with me there, my friend, my brother, me and Ilia. You know about me and Ilia. We're really good mates. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. I'm not going to spend time on the main event too long. You know what I think of Ilia. Well, even if you don't, what do you think of Ilia? How good is he, right? He's amazing. So I think he beats Charles. And just quickly breeze it through it. Jackson McVey, first round submission, maybe by guillotine or something. Jhonata Diniz, second round KO with his hands. Jacobe Smith, first round KO within 2 minutes. Maybe he takes him down and ground and pounds him.